Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Tracy with Mrs. Tracy Teaches. Today we are going to do multiplication to find the equivalence of fractions. So let's get started. Our objective today, like I said, is to use the area model and multiplication to show the equivalence. So if I have a problem like this one, determine that multiplying both the numerator, which is our top number, and the denominator, which is our bottom number, by n results in an equivalent fraction. So if you have a whiteboard or just a paper and pencil, go ahead and draw a box with two lines and shade in 2 out of the 3 rectangles. So now what we're going to do is you're going to draw 3 horizontal lines. So this is horizontal this way. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. So what happened when we drew those 3 horizontal lines? The units are now 4 times as small because we divided the units into 4 smaller units. What happened to the number of units? There were 3 units before, like we see right here, but now we have to multiply that by what number? 4. Because there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units. So 3 times what again is 12? 4. So I'm going to go 3 times 4 equals 12. And what we have to do, whatever we do to the bottom number, we have to do to the top. So I times 3 by 4, so I have to take 2 and also times it by 4. And that means 2 times 4 is 8 twelfths. So I know that 2/3 is equal to 8 twelfths, or equivalent to 8 twelfths, using multiplication. Let's try another one. This time, we are going to erase it, and we are going to draw 5, 6. So that means you should have a rectangle with 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, but 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we need to color in 5 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to show that 5, 6 is equivalent to 10 twelfths. How are we going to do that? Well, 5, 6, if it's going to equal 10 twelfths, what am I have to do? 5 times what number equals 10? You're right, 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. So because of that, I have to add my 1 line. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on top. So I have to go 6 times 2 equals 12. So 5, 6 is equal to 10 twelfths. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 are colored in, and there's 12 altogether. So 5, 6 is equivalent to 10 twelfths. What have we discovered is the area of the fraction stays the same. So this area stays the same, but the number and the size of the units change. The number of the units increase because we add the line, and the size of the unit fraction decreases. So let's try a different one. So now problem number 2 says, determine that 2 fractions are equivalent using an area model and a number sentence. So my number sentence is 3/4 is equal to 6/8. So I know I have 1, 2, 3 colored in out of 4 and it's equal to 6/8. Well, how do I show that? I know that 3 times what is 6? 2, right? So I have to go 3/4 equals 3 times 2, which equals 6. And then I have to do whatever I do to the top, I have to do the bottom. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So 3/4 is equal to 6/8. How many lines do I have to draw to make that true? Well, if you're timesing it by 2, you just have to draw one line. So now let's see. So I had before 3/4. Now I have to see if I have 6 colored in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3/4 is equal to 6/8. Now let's try one more problem before we start the problem set. Our last problem is write a number sentence using multiplication to show the equivalence of two fractions. Draw the corresponding area model. So we are going to find an equivalent fraction without drawing an area model. So if you have a paper, write 3/5 on your paper or personal whiteboard. And how do we find equivalent fractions? Well, to do that, we either double, triple, or quadruple the numerator and the denominator. So you either multiply the numerator or the denominator by the same number. So we're going to find an equivalent fraction to 3/5 starting by multiplying by 2. So I'm going to multiply the bottom and the top by 2. And that will equal 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 2 is 10. So I know 3/5 is equal to 6/10. Now we have to draw an area model to confirm our answer. So I'm going to draw my area model, and I'm going to write out 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. I color in 3, 1, 2, 3. And if I multiply by 2, I draw one line. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know that is check, check, correct. Now, what if I multiplied 3/5 by 3? So I know 3 times 3 is 9, and 5 times 3 is 15. And let's see if it works out by drawing our area model. So I have out of 5, so 4 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to color in 3, 1, 2, 3. So if I multiply it by 3, I draw 2 lines because you do always one less than you multiply. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colored in. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 all together. So check, check, correct. All right, so if you have your problem set or you're writing this on a piece of paper, go ahead and get that out and let's try some of the problems. So look at this problem right here. It says the shaded fractions have been decomposed into smaller units. Express the equivalent fraction in a number sentence using multiplication. The first one has been done for you. So if you look at the first one, it says 2/3. So first it was 2 out of 3 times 2 is equal to 4, 6. So that one's done for you. So this one, it was first out of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write it kind of over, let's see, I guess right here because I have the most room right here. So it's out of 4, and let's see, 1, 2, 3 are colored in. But what did they multiply it to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 times what equals 9? 3. Good. So 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And then whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the, or whatever you do at the top, you have to do the bottom. So 4 times 3 is 12. So I know that 3/4 is equal to 9/12. And I can check my work by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, check, and then 10, 11, 12, check, check. That is correct. Let's try another one. So this one, it's originally out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4 are colored in. But then it comes out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 times what equals 8? So this equals 4 times 2, which equals 8. And then whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. So 5 times 2 equals 10. And let's check if it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. 9, 10, check, check, correct. Try D on your own, and let's try number 2. It says decompose the shaded fractions into smaller units given below. Express the equivalent fraction in a number sentence. So it says decompose into tenths. So right now, I have it at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have 5 out of, so 1, 2, 3, 3 out of 5 are colored in. 5 times what is 10? Good, 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. So that's what it means when it says decompose into tenths. It wants your bottom number to be tenths. And so I times it by 2. So I'm going to split it in half. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So 3 times 2 is 6. So now I have 6 tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check. 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check. Correct. On the bottom one, you're going to decompose into 15th. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times what is 15? That's right, 3. So you're going to draw 2 lines right here. So try that one on your own. I'm going to do the back side with you. So on this part right here, it says draw an area model to prove this. So I first have to draw out of 5. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not totally even, but just try your best. So it first colors in 2, and so I did 2 out of 4. And now 2 times what, or 5 times what is 10? 2, so I'm going to split it in half. Now I have 4 colored in, and so that's how you prove it, by drawing it. So that's what you do right there. On this part right here, it says use multiplication to find an equivalent fraction for each of the fractions below. So you get to decide if you're going to multiply it by 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to do this one, so I'm going to do 3/4 equals 3 times 2 and 4 times 2, which equals 3 times 2 is 6 and 4 times 2 is 8. So you can try that with 2, 3, and 4s. And you can multiply those ones to find equivalent fractions. And then the next part, determine which of the following number sentence is true. Correct the false by changing the right-hand side of the number sentence. So if you look at this one, 4/3 equals 8/9. Well, I know that 4 times 2 is 8, but 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to have to say 4 times 2 So 4 times 2 is 8. And then I'm to do the bottom 3 times 2 is 6. So actually that is 8, 6. So that's what you do on that one. Let me know if you have any questions today. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but you guys are doing a great job. And remember to check your answers. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.